Picture this. You're at a crossroads. On one side, there's the path to franchise success, financial freedom, living life on your own terms, all of it. The other one, there's struggle, there's stress, potentially a failed business. So, what makes the difference between these two paths? Five simple questions. And today I'm going to walk you through each one to set you up for franchise success. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Lisa, isn't it all about the money? On our first conversation, didn't I just tell you it doesn't matter what it is? I just want to make a lot of money. Well, let me tell you, it always ends up being more than that. These questions dig deep into who you are and what you really want. It's about personal growth, fulfillment, and building the life you've always dreamed of. I've been in this game for a while now, and I've seen the winners and unfortunately the losers in the franchise world. And the winners, they had one thing in common. They asked themselves these five crucial questions before they jumped in. So today I'm going to share them with you. Trust me, this is insider knowledge that will set you apart and put you on the path to franchise success. Here's the first question, and it's an important one. How will this franchise impact your lifestyle? All right. All right. First question. How will this franchise impact your lifestyle? I know this is something that often gets overlooked, your lifestyle. You're excited about owning your own business, but have you thought about how it's going to change your life? It's easy to jump in without knowing or thinking about the impact. You know you're going to have to work hard, but suddenly you're working 80-hour weeks. You're missing out on family dinners, your kids' soccer teams, and you're wondering what happened to your social life. Sound familiar? The first question you need to ask yourself is, how is franchise ownership with this brand going to impact my lifestyle? And no, it's not just about the money. It's about aligning the demands of the franchise with your personal goals and your values. I was talking to someone last week and he really was excited about an opportunity in vacation property management. He has managed events all of his life, and he just really felt that with his geography and where he lived in South Georgia, it would be a great business. And we talked about it a little bit. And one of the things I pointed out was that at first, this is going to be something that's really going to tie up late weeks and weekends, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are generally where those property management turns happen. It doesn't mean forever, but at first, as you're learning that business and you're digging in, it's going to be you. You're going to be the one to want to answer those emergent phone calls. And this is his, third career. He's pretty much about to retire, and this is his, quote unquote retirement business. He wants to keep busy, but he doesn't necessarily want to jump into something that's going to be calling him on Friday night. And so we ended up just going in a different direction. So think about your work hours. Some franchisees need you there. Some franchisors need you there from dusk to dawn. They need eyes, ears, feet, everything in that business in the beginning. Think about Chick-fil-A, right? How is that going to impact your stress level? How is that daily pressure going to affect your life for running that business? Is family ridiculously, like me, important to you? All right, this new business with that brand that needs your whole body encompassed in that business all the time for the first 3 years might not be the business for you. Not all businesses are like that. But we're going to talk about your lifestyle because it's important. If you don't want to be working late nights and weekends, probably aren't going to look at a bar scene or even a fast food restaurant. If you want more flexibility, possibly we're going to look for a service business that starts you out working from home. Okay, let's talk a little bit about does the franchisor skill set match the skills that you have? Do your skills match the need the franchisor is looking for to be successful? Okay, let's bust a myth. Passion alone isn't enough to make you successful in franchising. That's right, I said it. You might love burgers, but that doesn't necessarily mean you should open a burger joint. Sorry, coffee people, but I've actually talked a lot of people that loved coffee out of a coffee business. Here's the real deal. We want to find a franchise that matches your skill. It's like putting together pieces of a puzzle. So, how do you figure that out? Take a good, hard look at yourself. What are you great at? And what makes you break into a cold sweat? There's some not so obvious skills that are crucial. For instance, did you know that franchises require you to follow processes and procedures and check boxes? Others are looking for franchisees that are great at managing teams. Others, they're one man shows, and you don't necessarily need to be able to do that. So, if you love managing a team, we want to make sure that the franchise brand that you're looking at sees other owners like you that are thriving. One thing across the board, franchisees need to be open minded to learning. Your skills can match what the franchise needs, that's magic. But you also need to be open to learning and expanding your skill set. Okay? You'll be more likely to succeed, and bonus, you'll feel way less stressed. After people buy franchises in a proven system and your skills match, all of a sudden it almost feels like autopilot. And so you'll definitely know we're in the right place. Okay, we've covered lifestyle, we've covered skills. Let's get real for a second. I once knew a guy who wanted to buy a fitness franchise, and on paper, everything lined up. He had the skills, he had the time, he had the money, everything. But in 6 months, he was miserable. Why? He really wasn't passionate about fitness. So, brings us to our third question. Are you truly passionate about the industry? It doesn't mean that you need to be a gym head, but you have to understand the importance of a fit lifestyle to get behind the brand that you're building, right? So it's not just liking the idea of that business. You want to be invested in the franchise's mission to get you out of bed in the morning, excited to tackle the day, and ready to take on the challenges that any business has. Think about it this way, owning a franchise is kind of like a marriage. If you're in it for the long haul, you need to ask yourself, will I still be excited about this business in 10 or 15 years? So here's a tip. Look beyond the surface. I just talked about coffee. You might love coffee. Do you love the idea of serving others every day? Do you love the idea of getting up early and getting that business going and talking to your customers and getting to know them by name, creating a community space? If all of those things check the boxes, maybe we look at a coffee business, because passion isn't just about what you do, but it's about how you do it and how you present yourself to your customers. So that's kind of where the magic happens. Okay, question 4, fast growth or slow and steady? All right, question number 4. Now we're going to shake things up a little bit. Fast growth or slow and steady? You've probably heard the saying that growth is always good, right? Well, in franchising, that's not always true. So the next big question is, do you want to be part of something that's fast growing, or do you want to be part of a brand that's slow and steady? Fast growth is exciting. More stores, more money, living the dream. But hold up. Growing too fast can be like trying to run before you learn how to walk. And you might trip and you might fall flat on your face. Remember, I'm part of a fast growing brand, and some of our franchisees are thriving, and we're embracing all the little bumps in the road as we're part of something bigger. But other franchisees are struggling. They need T's crossed, I's dotted, and they need that franchisor to be slow and reactive and contemplative in their responses to us. And so this just isn't the brand for them, and they're struggling a little bit. So think about it. If you're a risk taker, you're probably into a faster growing brand. If you like to play it safe, You probably need to look for something that's a little bit more slow growing. Okay. If you want to build an empire or a comfortable business that just pays the bills, we need to decide that now. All right. Question number 4. Now we're going to shake things up a little bit. Fast growth or slow and steady? You've probably heard the saying that growth is always good, right? Well, in franchising, that's not always true. So the next big question is, do you want to be part of something that's fast growing, or do you want to be part of a brand that's slow and steady? Fast growth is exciting. More stores, more money, living the dream. But hold up. Growing too fast can be like trying to run before you learn how to walk. And you might trip and you might fall flat on your face. Remember, I'm part of a fast growing brand, and some of our franchisees are thriving, and we're embracing all the little bumps in the road as we're part of something bigger. But other franchisees are struggling. They need T's crossed, I's dotted, and they need that franchisor to be slow and reactive and contemplative in their responses to us. And so this just isn't the brand for them, and they're struggling a little bit. So think about it. If you're a risk taker, you're probably into a faster growing brand. If you like to play it safe, you probably need to look for something that's a little bit more slow growing. Okay. If you want to build an empire or a comfortable business that just pays the bills, we need to decide that now. Some franchisors are going to push for rapid expansion. Other franchisors are going to say slow and steady. That territory is going to be there when you're ready. Let's get this first one open and then worry about the rest. Neither is right or wrong, but it needs to kind of fit your personality, fit your goals, and the dream of the business that you're trying to build. Okay, 5th most important question. What's your why for owning a business? I know we've covered a lot, and this is a big one, but this question will make or break your journey for business ownership. Ultimately, why do you want to own a business? And I'm not talking about that vague idea of, I just want to diversify my income and make some more money. The real reason that you want to own the business. What's your why? Is it financial freedom? Is it building a legacy for your kids, making a difference in the community, padding that nest egg a little bit, or truly just really setting your family up for retirement? Your why is your North Star. It's going to guide you when things get tough. And trust me, they're going to get tough. But it's what keeps you going. It's what makes you get out of bed in the morning and conquer the day and know that you're going to figure out the difficult answers, the difficult customers, and what's going on with the CRM. Figure out your why. Sorry. When you figure out your why, look to your past. What's motivated you before? What's excited you? Think about your values and your dreams. What do you want your life to look like in 5, 10, 20 years? If your why lines up with what you're hearing about this franchise and lines up with other franchise owners who are in this system in front of you, we get to put that puzzle piece in there. It's starting to click. You're going to have the passion and the drive to push through the challenges. You're going to be able to make your business thrive. Okay. It's a roadmap to franchise success. We've covered a lot of ground. Those 5 key questions are important. Remember, it's not just about the money. It's about finding a franchise that's going to fit your lifestyle, match your skills, ignite a little passion, align with your growth goals, and ultimately fulfills your why. It's not necessarily owning the business, but it's what business ownership looks like in your life to determine if this is the best time for you. I know this isn't idle chit chat, and this one got a little bit deep, but your roadmap to franchise success depends on your ability to start to verbalize these answers to these questions. I want to help you avoid common pitfalls. I want to set you up on a journey that's not only profitable, but personally fulfilling. So here's what you need to do. If you're exploring franchise opportunities, take some time to really think about these questions. Jot down your answers and be honest with yourself. Trust me, this reflection will pay off big time down the road. Your future self will thank you for it. You've got this. We can go out there, we can make your franchise dream, we can make your business ownership dream a reality. If you're ready to take that next step and we haven't talked yet, please reach out to me. Let me know your why. Let me know your skill set. I'll ask you all the right questions and we can get started on this journey together.